morning. My name is Aquabah Gonney, and I am the proud principal at Lewis School of Excellence in Chicago, Illinois. I want you to take a moment and remember being a middle school student. By a show of hands, how many of you enjoy coming to school most of the time? Come on, people. All right. Maybe you tried to do your best in school. Yeah. Maybe you loved one of your classes, one of your teachers. Maybe you felt safe or cared for in school. So did I. But for many of our students, that's not their reality. Imagine being in a school as a middle schooler and you're homeless, or you have a parent that's incarcerated. Let's say that you're being raised by a grandparent or a family member. Let's say that you don't feel that anyone in the world loves or cares about you. For our students in the Austin neighborhood on the northwest side of Chicago, this is their reality. We are one of 31 schools in the AUSL network, and our mission is to turn schools around and take them from poor to great. In our neighborhood, 41% of our families make $25,000 a year. Our graduation rate, 37% from high school, and 8% of our families receive a bachelor's degree. As you can well imagine, violent crimes are on the rise. We have thousands that take place, and naturally this impacts our students. In the picture you can see my students with their hands up. I asked them, how many of you have a family member or friend or loved one that has been killed due to gun violence? And that's what I saw. It's alarming, and we know that extreme violence plus poverty and lack of support equals trauma. When we gave our students the ACEs survey, the Adverse Childhood Experience Survey, which tests the different types of trauma that students experience, from physical neglect to sexual abuse, we saw that an alarming amount of our students are experiencing some form of trauma. And we decided that we had to do something about it. Mel Robbins wrote, "You have basic needs, and when they aren't met, your body sends signals. Hunger, loneliness, exhaustion, thirst, and fear are all signals that something is missing and you need to act on it now." As educators, we know that when kids don't have what they need, they cannot perform in school. And the higher your ACEs score is, the more likely you are to not be able to learn, to have really difficult times having relationships with other people, and it could even lead to suicide. So we decided to act on it right now, because now is the time for our kids, and our kids need us the most in this moment. As a school community, we decided that we were going to move forward with social emotional supports. We wanted to teach our students how to manage their behaviors, how to control themselves, but most importantly, how to accomplish what they need to be successful. We have our MTSS behavior team with counselors and supports from all across the building, and our teachers have received training on trauma, on how to have restorative conversations, but most importantly, Tier 1 and Tier 2 interventions. Our first intervention are Zen Zones. This is just a cool down corner for kids. It's a place for them to go where no one bothers you. In that space, you might have a timer or a stress ball, something to get you back to zero. That's huge for a kid that might have a hard time in school. We also have talking circles. It is a space built into our system, into our schedule, where every day kids sit and they can talk about their issues, things at home or things in school, things that matter to them. Imagine, you're a kid in foster care and you might not have anybody to talk to. This is your space to do it right here in school. One of the things I'm most proud of, and this was started by our 6th grade students, is the Kindness Committee. These are a few of our care counselors. They are students that said, "Ms. Gonney, we need to promote kindness throughout middle school." And they started this club along with their 6th grade teachers. In it, we have students from 6th through 8th grade, and they do various activities. They leave kind Post-it notes in the bathroom telling students that they're beautiful and encouraging them. They do things such as making sure that our little ones have lessons about kindness so that they can continuously be pushed to be their very best selves. Most importantly, though, they give kindness cards to students who earned a detention as a way to encourage them and let them know, don't give up. Just because you messed up today, it doesn't mean that you can't be better tomorrow. And this is just one of the things that they're working on right now, conversation starters. so they know how to approach a student that might come to school having a really rough day. Last but not least are our peer ambassadors. These are students that have been counseled by our school counselor, Miss Aisha Moore, and Alternatives, Inc. They have been trained in how to mediate and de-escalate conflict. So now, when a kid has an issue, they're not coming to the grown-ups. They're going and they're sitting with other kids. So when these babies in the first grade have a problem, it doesn't have to be an adult voice all the time that helps them to de-escalate those issues. Now I want you to step back and imagine being a middle schooler that can go to a Zen Zone when you need it to calm down, or being able to express your frustrations about home or school in a talking circle. Imagine having a classmate that checks in on you and makes sure that you know that every day when you come to school, you are encouraged and loved and cared for. How about having someone that you can go to if there's an issue so that you can talk it out instead of fight? That's what our peace ambassadors are there for. Imagine being a middle schooler that feels loved every single day. This is what we've created, and our work is not done, but the results show that our impact is huge. Attendance is up 94 to 96%. That's big for us. We have our students' behaviors decrease 82%. That's huge. Academic gains up to a level 1. People, I'm telling you, this work is important and it matters and our kids need it. So what I'm asking of all of you, help our babies get to graduation. Help them get there. They're smart, they're capable, they know what they want, but they need support. Imagine a middle school with SEL supports. The time is now. Thank you.